Just when you thought you've seen everything with NIL, aka name, image, and likeness, this happens. When you first take a look at this, your immediate reaction is, Matt, this doesn't make any sense, and you'd be 100% correct. Who cares if it's Sacramento State? I don't care if it's Blue Mountain State. If they're gonna give you $5 to $10 million, you gotta consider them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all you're having a great day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, we have one of the craziest, or maybe the craziest NIL situation up to date. I've never seen anything like this. So as we all know, NIL, aka name, image, and likeness, it's taking over college athletics. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? There's argument for both sides, but most people, including guys like Nick Saban and other coaches out there, they think it's ruining college sports. What I'm about to say next, this isn't any brand new information or knowledge on the channel. I've been saying this, and you probably heard me say it at least 4,000 times by now, but I'm going to say it one more time in this video. I, Matt B. Great, have been an advocate and a fan for NIL because I've always believed if somebody's willing to pay you for your talent, for your art, for anything, your autograph, etc., yeah, you should be entitled to that money. But however, NIL has not been that. It has turned into, slowly but surely, hey, I'm a rich alumni booster. I'm going to pay this kid $4 million as 5-star recruit to commit to my school because I want my favorite team to be the best. For example, the top basketball recruit in the nation, I know we're talking about football, but the top overall basketball high school player, you know where he committed to recently? BYU. The BYUs. His name is AJ. I don't know how to say his last name. It's like Diabase, something like that. It's AJ. You know why he's going to the BYUs? Take a guess. Because they're offering him the most amount of money. And I'm not faulting the kid. I'm just using his situation as an example. NIL has not gone how we planned it to. We originally thought, okay, if you're a star football or basketball player, you can get some sponsors like Nike, or you can be put in like Bryce Young, the Dr. Pepper commercial, and make money from that. It was supposed to be your top tier guys in college that have already played, like Johnny Manziel. That's a perfect example. They started getting paid from it, so they didn't have to get paid under the table and do a bunch of shady stuff. But like I said, and it's not even slowly but surely, it has fastly turned into, oh yeah, we're just going to give a kid a couple $1 million to commit to our school. Without him even playing a snap anywhere, we're going to give him $2 or $3 million if he's a 5-star recruit. Which is great for the players. You're capitalizing on opportunity, but it's not so great for the game, and it's turned into a crap show. And I could go on and on and on. We may touch more on that in just a second, a little foreshadowing. I share that with you to say this. Just when you thought you've seen everything with NIL, aka name, image, and likeness, this happens. I've been keeping up with this situation closely. A couple of days ago, this slid across my desk. 5-star quarterback Ryder Lions is visiting Sacramento State today. I'm going to read that one more time because if you're anything like myself, you got to do a double take. You're like, wait a minute. What? Yeah. 5-star quarterback Ryder Lions is visiting Sacramento State. Let's say it 3 times. 5-star quarterback, 5-star, that's the only thing you need to know, is visiting Sacramento State, an FCS school. If you're anything like myself, you're sitting here looking at this or listening to us going, what? Why in the world would a 5-star even be considering Sacramento State? That's a $1 million question, but come to find out, Sac State, which is short for Sacramento, they have claimed to source $35 million doubloons in NIL funds from local businesses, community leaders, and a local tribe. Ah, yeah, so you can put 2 and 2 together. It's all making sense. That's why it's going there, because old Sac State, they got some extra cheddar to blow in the NIL department. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were also hosting another pretty solid wide receiver who was it was Jamison Powell, who is committed to Ole Miss currently. So not only did Sacramento State have Ryder Lions, a 5-star quarterback recruit visit, they had a 4-star wide receiver visit. When you first take a look at this, your immediate reaction is, Matt, this doesn't make any sense, and you'd be 100% correct. But when you dig a little deeper into the story, it's not too complicated. Who cares if it's Sacramento State? I don't care if it's Blue Mountain State. If they're going to give you $5 to $10 million, you got to consider them. It's the same thing with that #1 overall recruit that's going to BYU. It doesn't matter what college he goes to, whether it be Alabama, I think those was one of his final schools, Kansas, Duke, BYU, he's going to be a one and done, he's going to ball out, and he's going to go to the NBA and make millions of dollars. So you might as well make as much money in college as you can. And I already know some of you are going to say, well, Matt, what about competing for a national championship in basketball and winning the March Madness tournament? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, buddy. I hate to rain on your parade. but that is not top priority number one. Number one priority for most of these guys is make the most money you can. And plus two, if you are destined to go to the NBA college basketball championships, I'm not going to say they don't mean anything, but like I said, it's just not top priority and they're not that high on the scale. Same thing can be said here for Mr. Ryder Lions, because I know everybody's going to bring it up. Well, let's say hypothetically speaking for the sake of this video, he winds up going there, or he's really considering them. They're in the mix of things. You know what everybody's going to say? Well, Matt, Sacramento State, they're not going to win a national championship. They're not going to be on national television, yada, yada, yada. And hey, I get that. That's a fair point, a fair argument. But if Sac State's going to give you $7 million compared to, oh, I don't know, let's just say Georgia or wherever else he's considering. I have no idea what school he's talking to, but we'll just say George is only going to give him $2 or $3 million. Yeah, you probably got to go with Sac State. And here's another thing a lot of people are forgetting to mention with all this. If he goes to wherever, we're just going to say some top tier schools like Ohio State or Texas, dude, he's immediately going to be QB4 in the depth chart. He's going to have to battle and battle and battle to win that starting job. But if he goes to Sac State from day one, as soon as he steps foot on campus, he's going to be the man. He's going to be QB1. He's going to have zero, and I'm talking about zero quarterback competition at Sacramento State with all due respect. So not only are you potentially going to get a bag from them, you're also going to be guaranteed starting spot, and you're going to be able to put some film out there. Whereas if you go to Texas, you're going to be the backup for a year, if not two, maybe three. At first glance, it sounds crazy. I thought it was crazy when I first looked at this, but when I started to do some more research and I started to analyze the situation, yeah, not as crazy as I originally thought. Okay, let me reword that. Him potentially going to Sacramento State, not that crazy. But this situation that we're talking about, yeah, it is. Because if NIL didn't exist, we're not even having this conversation. And he's not visiting Sacramento State. You can't change my mind. But with NIL out there, I think you may see more of this in the near future. I saw something the other day. I know it was a joke, but you may start to see these billionaires that own all these companies and whatnot. They might just get bored and say, you know what, I want to build up a team like, you know how on NCAA 25, you build up your own dynasty with some terrible team like Kennesaw State or Chattanooga State Water Aquarium and Community College. Well, billionaires, they may get bored and start to do that in real life. They may pick a random team and say, you know what, I'm going to fund them and give them $50 million per year. They can seriously buy the way to the top and be a GM of any college football team out there. I saw something yesterday or this morning, I can't remember, I'll pop it up on the screen, where Steph Curry is now an assistant general manager for the Davidson basketball team, and he's going to give him $10 million per year. Or my bad, it's not that he's going to give him $10 million per year. He's going to help fund $10 million plus. You get the point. I think you're going to see more of this in the future. These small schools with all these famous and rich alumni and boosters, they're going to want to start contributing to the NIL fund, and once they do that, they can compete. Do I think Sacramento State's going to actually land this kid? Probably not, but the fact we're even talking about it, it's absurd. There's many more things I could say. We're going to end off the video here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below, but